In this video, we can discuss about pharmacology of sulfonamide antibiotics. Here, we will discuss the definition, classification, mechanism of action, adverse drug reactions and uses or applications of sulfonamide antibiotics. Let's start with the definition of sulfonamide antibiotics. These are antibiotic that have structural similarity with para-aminobenzoic acid and that containing a sulfonamide group in their chemical structure, and they are bacteriostatic in their action and they are active against both gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria and some fungus also. Now coming to the classification of sulfonamide antibiotic, it is mainly classified according to the duration of action: short acting, intermediate acting, long acting, and for the special purposes. Example for short actings are sulfadiazine and sulfamethoxam, which have a duration of action of 4 to 8 hours. And examples for intermediate actions are sulfamoxazole, sulfamethoxazole, which have a duration of action of 8 to 12 hours, and long acting sulfonamide, sulfadoxine and sulfamethopyrazine, which have a duration of action about 7 days. And there are some sulfonamide antibiotic for their special purposes. For example, sulfasalazine, which is used orally for the treatment of ulcerative colitis, which is an inflammatory bowel diseases which will affect in the gastrointestinal tract, and silver sulfadiazine used as a topical 1% cream, and it will release the silver ion for their antiseptic action, and it is mainly used for the prevention of infection in case of burn wounds which are formed by burns. And other examples of sulfonamide with the special purposes are sulfacetamide sodium and mefenides. Now coming to the spectrum of sulfonamide, these, as we mentioned before, these are bacteriostatic action and they will inhibit both gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria. And these are some examples of microorganisms which are sensitive to this organism, as well as some organisms are resistant to some sulfonamides. Examples of organisms which are susceptible to sulfonamides are Streptococcus pyogenes, Haemophila influenza, and Campylobacter granulomatus, Vibrio cholerae, and some are resistant. Major of the group are resistant to sulfonamide antibiotics. Now coming to the mechanism of action, the sulfonamides usually inhibit the growth of microorganisms. These are bacteriostatic agents and which will inhibit the growth of microorganisms by inhibiting an enzyme which is responsible for folic acid synthesis. So they will inhibit an enzyme which is known as dihydrofolate synthetase, which is an enzyme responsible for the conversion of para-aminobenzoic acid to dihydrofolic acid. And this dihydrofolic acid is again converted into tetrahydrofolic acid by dihydrofolate reductase. And this tetrahydrofolic acid is the necessary intermediate product which is responsible for the production or synthesis of RNA, DNA and some other proteins. So by inhibiting the conversion of para-aminobenzoic acid to dihydrofolic acid by inhibiting dihydrofolate synthetase enzyme by the sulfonamide antibiotic, the conversion will be prevented, so that the folic acid or tetrahydrofolic acid synthesis will be prevented. Thereby it will prevent the synthesis of RNA and DNA. Thereby it will prevent the replication or growth of microorganism. So that is the mechanism of action. Sulfonamide will act at an enzyme dihydrofolate synthetase, and it will inhibit dihydrofolate synthetase. Thereby it will inhibit the conversion of para-aminobenzoic acid to dihydrofolic acid. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of sulfonamide, the usual adverse drug reaction is nausea, vomiting and epigastric pain, which is similar to same as that of most of the antibiotics, and it may cause crystalluria. It may crystallize the uric acid in blood, and it may give photosensitization. So we have to advise the patient who are taking sulfonamide that better to avoid the contact with the sunlight after taking the sulfonamide antibiotic, and it may cause some Stephen-Johnson syndrome, and prolonged use it may cause hepatitis, and it may cause kernicterus, which is unpreventable brain damage in the newborn with jaundice by displacement of bilirubin. So if we are using sulfonamide in case of hepatitis or in case of jaundice in newborns, it may cause an adverse drug reaction which is known as kernicterus, and which is which will cause unpreventable brain damage. So we have to advise the patient to avoid the sulfonamide in newborns with jaundice. Now it may cause hemolysis in G6PD deficiency patients, and topical use of sulfonamide is not recommended because of its contact sensitization. So these are the adverse drug reactions of sulfonamide antibiotics. Now coming to the resistance to the sulfonamide antibiotics, usually the organism like gonococci, pneumococci, streptococcus aureus, meningococci, E. coli, Shigella, which are resistant towards the sulfonamide, and this resistance is occurred by different methods or different mechanisms. Like it may be by producing increased amount of para-aminobenzoic acid. So what will happen, the para-aminobenzoic acid will be converted in another route to dihydrofolic acid, so that they can synthesize their own RNA and DNA. So that is the one method for the resistance of mutants which are resistant to sulfonamides. Now another mechanism of getting resistant is their folate synthetase enzyme has low affinity towards the sulfonamide, and another mechanism is adopt an alternative pathway in folate metabolism. So these are the mechanism for the resistance towards the sulfonamide antibiotic. Now coming to the drug interaction of sulfonamide, sulfonamide will inhibit the metabolism possibly by displacing from the protein binding also. It will inhibit the metabolism of many drugs like phenytoin, tolbutamide and warfarin. So it may cause an enhanced action of phenytoin, tolbutamide and warfarin, and also the sulfonamide may displace methotrexate from its binding site, and it may decrease its renal excretion, so that it may cause the methotrexate toxicity due to displacement from its binding site. So that is the drug interaction of sulfonamide. Now coming to the uses of sulfonamide, it is mainly used for the suppressive therapy of chronic urinary tract infection, and also it can be used for streptococcal pharyngitis and gum infection, and as a topical preparation, silver sulfadiazine and mefenide is used for infection which are caused by burning. So these are the uses of sulfonamide antibiotics. Now a combination product which is known as cotrimoxazole. In this, a fixed dose combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim in a ratio of 20:1 is taken, and this fixed dose combination is known as cotrimoxazole. So that by taking in a dose combination or fixed dose combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim, we can produce an optimal synergency, so that we can decrease the concentration of individual drugs by 3 to 6 times. So we can reduce the minimum inhibitory concentration of each component by taking the combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. And the more advantage of trimethoprim is by using trimethoprim, which have an 50,000 times more active against the bacterial dihydrofolate reductase enzyme than the mammalian cell, the human folate metabolism is not interfered. But individually, these both sulfamethoxazole as well as trimethopins are bacteriostatic. So when we are using as a fixed dose combination as cotrimoxazole, they will become bactericidal in action for many different microorganisms. So this is the combination of 20 sulfamethoxazole and 1 trimethopin fixed combination, which is known as cotrimoxazole. Now, mechanism of action, we are using two drugs, sulfonamide like sulfamethoxazole, and we are using a trimethopin. So that the sulfonamide drugs like sulfamethoxazole will inhibit the folate synthetase enzyme, and it will inhibit the conversion of para-aminobenzoic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid. Now, in fixed drug combination, we are using trimethopin also, so that this trimethopin will inhibit dihydrate folate reductase, which is the enzyme responsible for the conversion of dihydrofolic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid. So, by using cotrimoxazole as a fixed dose combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethopin, there will be a sequential blockade of conversion or synthesis of tetrahydrofolic acid, which is responsible for the synthesis of RNA, DNA and proteins. So there will be an sequential blocking, and there will be a bactericidal action of different microorganisms which are treated with the cotrimoxazole. Now, coming to the spectrum of cotrimoxazole, this is a bactericidal. By combining the trimethopin and sulfamethoxazole or sulfonamide like sulfamethoxazole, the action will be bactericidal. So that we can use this cotrimoxazole for the treatment of many drugs like an example, Salmonella typhus, Escherichia, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, Escherichia, etc. Now, coming to the adverse drug reaction of cotrimoxazole, cotrimoxazole is teratogenic due to its anti-folate effects. So, it should be avoided in case of pregnancy, and there is a chance for neonatal hemolysis as well as methanohemoglobinemia, and a patient with renal disease may develop uremia. There will be an increasing uric acid in urea, means urine, and elderly also have great risk for bone marrow toxicity by cotrimoxazole, so that it may suppress the immune response, and there will be a chance for further attack with other pathogenic microorganisms. And diuretic given with the cotrimoxazole may produce higher incidence of thrombocytopenia. So these are the different adverse drug reactions of cotrimoxazole. Now, coming to the uses, it is mainly used for urinary tract infection, respiratory tract infection, and in case of typhoid, it is seldom used, and also in bacterial diarrhea and dysentery by different microorganisms like Campylobacter and E. coli and Shigella and enterocolitis, and we can use it against prophylactic as well as therapeutic value for the treatment of pneumonia and also for the treatment of chancroids. So these are the uses of cotrimoxazole. Now, another a mixture of sulfonamide drug which is known as triple sulfa mixture, which consists of a mixture of sulfadiazine, sulfamerazine and sulfamethoxazine. So they will produce the synergetic action of all the three sulfonamide drugs, and we can use against urinary tract infection, respiratory tract infection, typhoid and diarrhea, which are caused by different microorganisms. But there are some disadvantages like adverse drug reactions, like it is teratogenic, so it should be avoided in case of pregnancy, and it may cause megaloblastic anemia, and it will produce bone marrow toxicity, so that it will suppress the immunity and there will be a chance for further attack with some other microorganisms. Now, another important sulfonamide drug is silver sulfadiazine, which is used as an 1% cream against bacteria and fungi, and this is mainly used for the preventing burn surface infection from the burn surface as well as chronic ulcers. So that is the use of silver sulfadiazine for the preventing infection on burn surfaces. Now, another important sulfonamide drug is sulfasalazine, which is used against ulcerative colitis and rheumatoid arthritis. Both are inflammatory conditions, and so that it is used to suppress inflammatory condition in GIT, ulcerative colitis and rheumatoid arthritis, which is an inflammatory response in the joints. So that is all about the definition, classification, mechanism of action, adverse effects and uses of sulfonamide antibiotic. Hope it is clear. Thank you for watching this video.